EGLE has issued a revised permit for the state's large livestock operations. DFA and Deans are close to a deal, and new procedures are in place for those who need emergency services from the Secretary of State. I'm Janelle Brose, and this is Farm News 5.
Farm News 5 is brought to you by Ford.
The Michigan Department of Environment, Great Lakes and Energy, or EGLE, released a revised general permit for the state's large livestock operations earlier this week. The permit, which is issued every 5 years, includes several changes from the 2015 version.
The new permit has some changes in it that are going to make some challenges for farmers. They're going to have to watch how they can comply with this. The nutrient regulations have been reduced so that there are fewer fields that farmers will be able to apply on, so you'll have to look through the permit conditions for that. Your storage calculations are back to the standard that they were in 2015, so farmers should be able to still comply with those storage calculation requirements. But you'll also have to watch out for the winter manure application ban. January, February, and March, there are only certain conditions you can use to apply manure during those months. And so you'll have to be very, very careful about looking for those compliance pieces when you're trying to apply manure during those months.
The general permit went into effect on April 1st, but permit requirements for individual operations don't go into effect until the certificate of coverage is issued.
For the individual farmer, the biggest thing to do is don't do anything yet. The permit is finalized, but nobody's conditions start applying until you get your certificate of coverage. And that could be weeks or even months, depending on how long it takes the department to go through and write all of those individual certificates for all the farms that have a permit. So your conditions that apply to your farm and any changes that you have to make don't go into effect until you get that certificate of coverage. And then that certificate is going to have timelines in it for how long you get to come into compliance with the requirements of the permit. So if there are changes you have to make to fields you apply on or to your comprehensive nutrient management plan, those are going to have a timeline for compliance to give you time to be able to make those changes.
If you want a car from a company that's been building them for 115 years, get a Ford. If you want a car with driver assist technology, get a Ford. You're going to want a Ford.
New procedures are in place for farmers who would normally visit their local Secretary of State's office to get a seasonal restricted CDL license and special registrations. Those registrations include farm plates for transporting farm supplies, livestock, feed, and other products. The procedure changes are meant to address the closure of Secretary of State branch offices for face-to-face transactions under the Stay Home, Stay Safe executive order. The Secretary of State is asking Michigan professional and trade associations, such as Michigan Farm Bureau, to compile specific member requests for emergency service requests and transactions supporting critical infrastructure activities.
To assist members with these emergency transactions, Michigan Farm Bureau has posted a form members can fill out and submit their requests. This form can be found at mishfb.com/coronavirus. Our organization will then forward that information to the designated Secretary of State office, where they will reach out to that individual that they deem are critical services. You know, I think it's important to note that for individuals that cannot renew either online or through this emergency service or need immediate service, Secretary of State office has announced they're going to waive all late fees at this time, and have also asked state police to notify local law enforcement agencies to exercise discretion, as this may impact drivers' ability to update their license or vehicle registration.
Control the future of your farm. Foster Swift's experienced attorneys can craft a custom succession plan for your business. Learn more at fosterswift.com.
Dairy Farmers of America, the United States' largest dairy cooperative, is set to acquire 44 of Dean Foods' assets for $433 million. Prairie Farms Dairy is also purchasing some of Dean's assets, which includes 8 facilities and 2 distribution branches. Last month, DFA withdrew as the default bidder after several groups objected. If the deal is approved, the transactions are expected to close at the end of the month. For additional news and resources related to coronavirus, visit MishFB.com or MichiganFarmNews.com. With Farm News 5, I'm Janelle Brose. Have a great week of farming.